What's up, guys? Hellish Hero Animations doing another unboxing. This time on something pretty big, I guess for me. Now these figures are characters I've gotten in the past, but this is a bigger box set of these characters that came out a year before the box set I bought came out. Um, so without further ado, let's see what I bought. This wasn't too expensive. It was going for $45, which is actually a good deal, but had to pay for shipping, so that made it a little bit more expensive. Um, oh boy, this is a big box. Hey, the Fantastic Four, Marvel Legends. Last couple of months, I've really been getting into the Fantastic Four. I've always been a casual fan, but now I've become more of a diehard fan. I've been reading some of the early comics from the '60s, um, and I have like several figures. I have this box set that I just bought. I have one I bought last year, which was Walmart exclusive called Heroes Reborn, which had like technically exclusive figures, basically like their paint, like their costumes were exclusive, and like some of the sculpting and molding was exclusive. Um, but unfortunately, that set is kind of a defective set. My set did not come with the poster book. Um, Invisible Woman's legs, one leg is longer than the other. Some of them have loose joints, so not in the best shape, unfortunately. So I put them back in the box. But yeah, I also have some plush figures that I did a review on several months ago, and I also did a review on. Um, I think I did a review, or at least I did an unboxing of the latest Marvel Legend Fantastic Four figures, which unfortunately I left at a relative's house. So yeah, they're not currently with me. But I've always wanted to get this box set for years. So yeah, I just decided to finally decide to get it after finding it for a pretty good deal. So let's see, go over real quick. So you get Doctor Doom. This is a variant, so it's an exclusive Doctor Doom. You get an exclusive Johnny because the retail version had a he was fully flamed. So this version you see his regular head before he fully flames up. Um, Get an exclusive Mr. Fantastic with the lab coat and an exclusive head, which is cool. You also get like a little ball form of him, which ironically isn't a bouncy ball, it's just like a solid plastic ball. So, I guess that's cool. It represents his stretching powers, so it's pretty cool. You get an exclusive Sue, who at the time she did not have a retail release, so the only way you could get her was if you bought this box set. You get their son, Franklin Richards. Um, of course, this is old because he's a little boy, but currently in the stories, he's like a teenager, and he's like really super powerful. And they also had a daughter named Laveria, and yeah, so they have two children now. But yeah, you get Franklin. It's pretty cool. You get Herbie the robot, which, in my opinion, he has not aged well. That Herbie is very dated looking compared to the newer Herbie that was produced by Hasbro. So yeah. And lastly, you get Ben Grimm, the Thing, who's probably can't see him. Yeah, who's probably the best figure in the set in my opinion. I think this Thing figure has aged quite well over the past couple of years, even though there's been several other Thing figures, but I think this one's aged pretty well. So in all, you're getting 5 Marvel Legend action figures, 2 minifigures, I guess 1 accessory. You get a display stand, which is used for Herbie, and you get a poster book. So, this was a gift set. So, yeah, I mean, at the time, this was a big deal, especially if you were a diehard Fantastic Four fan. Um, So right off the bat, I will say, before I go into reviewing the figures, I do recommend this. I think though, because of how old they are, it might be better just to leave them in the packaging. Or you could take them out and display them. I don't really recommend playing with them too much, so there's that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this box set. Okay, guys. So as you can see, I have all the figures out. I fiddled with them a little bit before, recording this part. So, yeah. So I'm gonna say again, if you get these figures, it's probably better to leave them in the box. You're better off just getting the Hasbro figures because they're better quality in my opinion. Um, it's like really there's nothing wrong with these figures, except for just small little things. Like for example, Doctor Doom wasn't even like sealed in the packaging. Like he didn't have any twist ties or anything, so he just came right out. It was like kind of like marks on his cape. So I'm not really gonna show. I'm not gonna bother showing, but yeah. So that's kind of a bummer, I guess. It's kind of weird. And I did get these figures new, so I mean, I don't think I got duped. But I mean the articulation's okay. Like just because he's an older figure, I mean, probably don't want to really move him around too much. I mean, he's nice to look at. His mask is removable, but I'm not going to remove it. He has a disfigured face. He comes with this pistol, which is nice, and he has a holster. The new the new Doctor Doom is like 100 times better than that figure. So get the new one. You do get this cool display stand, which you can hang on the wall if you wanted to. And here's Herbie. Like I said, I don't think the Herbie's aged that well. I mean, he looks nice, but like with Doctor Doom, I think he's dated. So, yeah, but I believe that this display stands for Herbie. Mr. Fantastic in his ball form. So it's just a solid piece of plastic. The face is nice, but it does look kind of dated. It looks like if you're not careful, this could easily get scratched up. And you got the 4 symbol on the other side. So that's really cool. Like I said, it's kind of nice, something they threw in, something to represent his abilities, I guess. Next we have Franklin, who is okay. He has, ironically for a minifigure, he has decent articulation. Waist swivel, head swivel, arm swivel, legs go up and down, move in and out. It's like some paint. Looks like the paint has faded on his sneakers, so that's a little weird. That's a little scratch under the 4.5, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But as you can see, he looks just like Sue. He has blue eyes and pretty much the same hairstyle as she does. So yeah, but yeah, he's just pretty cool to have. I mean, he's part of the family. So next we have Reed, which is pretty much the same as my Heroes Reborn Reed. The only con is that instead of giving this figure stretchy arms, which I wish they did, you get the lab coat, which is of course too big for him, but it's still cool because he is a scientist. He's very, very intelligent. So it makes sense that he'd have a lab coat. And it's average. Has like a sculpted little pocket, stitched little pocket, so that's cool. And his articulation's the same as the Heroes Reborn figure, so yeah, he's very nicely articulated. Yeah. So Mr. Fantastic. Let's see, let's put him back. Sue, luckily she doesn't seem to suffer the same problem as my Heroes Reborn version. The legs seem to be the same length, so I'm happy about that. Um, yeah, it's like some paint missing on one joint. I'm assuming it was made like that. I'm hoping. Um, she has a little bit of cake. And you can peg something in the back of her if you wanted to. Maybe that display stand. Um, like I said, her articulation is pretty much the same as the Heroes Reborn version. I think the face, yeah, I believe the face on her is the same. Yeah, but I think it just came out a little bit better than the Heroes Reborn version. So, yeah, I mean, she's a little dated looking. The detail, I mean, the articulation is kind of dated. But like I said with the Heroes Reborn figure, I do like the aesthetic. So, you know. But yeah, she turned out pretty decently. Um, hang on, let me. Yeah, she turned out pretty decently. Um, Next we have Johnny, who I like how he looks. I like the detail, the flames. He also turned out pretty well articulation wise. Only one tiny little con is like this little piece of, can't really see like on the tip of his hair. It just looks weird. It looks like maybe a piece that wasn't painted or something. But, you know, other than that, like that's really like the only little con I can find with him. This was more of a nitpick. But other than that, I mean, the articulation is pretty decent. The only thing that bothers me about this mold is that you can't bring his arms down all the way. I mean, this is the furthest they can go. That's kind of a bummer, but yeah, but other than those two, I guess, problems or two cons, he's solid. And lastly, the one figure who's probably, like I said, aged the best, is the Thing. Detail on his face is nice blue eyes, grinning teeth, or detail, like I said, detail is cool. Waist is kind of loose, and you know his joints are stiff, which I guess is a good thing. So, you know, exact same articulation as my Heroes Reborn thing, just without the trench coat, hat, and fedora, and without a closed mouth. But yeah, like the only con I can really say with this mold as a whole are the feet, the legs. Like the joints can maybe get a little loose over time because he's kind of top heavy, so he could fall over if you don't have him posed a certain way. But but yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna read the box because it's the same description as for the Heroes Reborn set. What was I about to show you guys? Let's see. They all come with display stands, just like the Heroes Reborn, but you get an exclusive Doctor Doom display stand, so that's pretty cool. And you get this exclusive Fantastic Four poster book, which is nice. Like I said, my other set was missing this, and it shows the Marvel Legend figures, other Marvel Legend figures, which are mostly X-Men characters, and the Punisher. I'd like to really get that Deadpool and Wolverine at some point. I know that Deadpool is really expensive these days. So that's cool. And I guess here, I'm not going to show a size comparison because, like I said, it's pretty much the same figures, but yeah, here they are, those Heroes Reborn. So, final thoughts. Yes, if you love the Fantastic Four, I just feel like this set is just kind of nostalgic. Like I said, probably leave them in the box because I've had two mixed experiences with both box sets now, so I feel like considering how old these figures are, it's kind of a mixed bag how, you know, what the condition they'll be in. So yeah, leave them in the box or keep them out on display on a shelf or something. But yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay fantastic. Peace.